How you doing, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. This is the day the Lord has made, and so rejoice. Be glad in it. I mean, if you're awake and listening to this, then you're alive, and so God has given you another opportunity to do something for Him. So I want you to consider these things. All right, what I'm going to do now, a little bit different than normal. I'm going to read something to you that we came across the other day, and the the title on it was "I Suffered," and so it kind of caught my attention. So I decided to start reading it, and here's what the letter said. It says, "Since I cannot write this myself, I have asked a few friends to write these events down for me. I have suffered a grave injustice, and I want the world to know what has happened to me. I want the world to be aware of events so that it does not happen to another person who does not deserve to be treated in a wrong way. So here's what happened to me. See, I was minding my own business and even took the time to kneel down and pray. All of a sudden, someone who I thought was a friend and a whole bunch of government people with all the letters of the alphabet written on their jackets rushed in and grabbed me and put me in handcuffs and carry me off to jail. I was not even told the charges against me. People from all these agencies seemed to have it out for me, and some of them even punch me or get in a jab in somehow. One of them even slapped me very hard, and so for some reason these people just do not like me. I don't understand it. I never did anything to cause them hurt or harm, and others just insult me and make me feel real bad. I think I'm being brought before a judge, but I found out he is the judge's nephew. And he asks me a lot of questions and takes my answers and puts a spin on them to make them say something that I really did not mean. And still, no charges are stated that I am told about. So they put me back in my cell, and a few of the guards hit me and spit on me, and I really do not know why. And seeing that I have done nothing wrong, I ask for my rights and even a lawyer. But they tell me that my crime does not merit any rights. And so I am puzzled. So somehow the officials know that I really did nothing to merit the harsh treatment, and now they are worried about a lawsuit. So a deputy calls his cousin to come and tell some things about me that are not true. I know those comments are not true. The cousin knows they are not true. And the officials know they are not true. But since a terrible punishment has been inflicted, they feel they must have to follow through with the proceedings. Now they bring me before a real judge. But this judge does not care what I have to say in my defense. He hears the charges against me and decides I need to be punished. I mean, the judge does not actually punish any offenders, so he turns my case over to another department where the enforcers continue to beat me to a pulp. And it's really painful. And so, knowing that any person should not be killed without a proper trial, these people, they send me to one official after another, and all these officials just wash their hands of the matter. And they tell my original accusers to do with me what they want. So the officials ask anyone who would be willing to come be a character reference for me to do so. And you would think that many people who I thought were my friends would come forward, but every one of them ignored me. Some of them even treat me like the others are doing, and most of them have run off, and the few who hung around were quick to deny that they even knew me. The one I thought was my best friend began to curse and swear that he did not even know me. My, how this hurt. But I had a feeling that this might happen, and I had told him so. But he swore that he would fight for me to the death. Yeah, right. See, the officials know they are guilty of wrongdoing, but they would rather make the loudmouths happy and give in to their request. So the officials get permission to charge me with a capital offense. Maybe now a trial is coming up. But I learned that I have already been tried and convicted. Now the beatings get worse. It is so bad that blood is just pouring from my body. I hurt real badly, and I just know that I'm to die real soon. At this point, I'm thinking the quicker the better. Now, down deep, I consider that there is something good to come from this event. Perhaps my death could help others avoid death. So I become resolved to see it through and ask God to be with me and help me through this ordeal. See, everybody is mocking me and spits on me and calls me names that I do not care to repeat. I am beaten so badly that my instrument of execution is too heavy for me to bear, so they get someone else to carry it for me. And once there, with everyone watching what is going on, and everyone and aware of, they tie me down. They tie me down to this wooden cross, and then make it worse, they drive nails through my hands and feet. So they offer me some sedative, but I considered not doing so. Some of my family is here watching me. Even though I do not deserve to die, I decide to forgive those who had a part in my execution. I have always considered making my Heavenly Father happy, so I have willingly suffered and died for you. Please do not put me through this again. Your friend, Jesus. You know, when you think about this, this might be version 2.0 of the account of the trial and execution of Jesus. And it's something we need to consider because we know that Jesus died for us. He knew what these events were going to be. He knew he had to die, and he did it for us. You know, the Hebrew letter says that if we just reject the Christ after obeying him, it's like we are putting him through this all over again. And for us, we are. And so, think about this. I mean, I think this is very powerful. This is what Jesus went through. And we've seen many cases of injustice over the years with different people. And practically everybody knew somebody was not guilty, but they were put on trial anyway. And so, yeah, there's a lot of injustice just because they do not like the person. And so Jesus got some enemies when he was here, but yet he also did a lot of good things for a lot of people. And it's really amazing that nobody came to speak up for him. And yet he knew this was going to happen. He was rejected by all. But he did so. Jesus did so. Jesus knew there was a good that was going to come from this. And so he tasted death so others do not. And that's what he did. So that's really the gospel message. The fact that he died. And then he was buried. And then he arose. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 3 and 4, talks about the very core of the gospel message. And then so we, through our obedience to the gospel, in a symbolic way, go through the death, burial, and resurrection also. We put to death the old members of our body, which were sinful, and then we're raised to walk in newness of life. We're buried in water and raised to walk in newness of life. So think about this. I'm going to put this on Facebook, the letter that I have here. And so you can share that with others because it's very powerful. And it's just like, okay, we take the events out of the Gospels and put them in today's modern language and things that we can understand. Maybe somebody else can understand this also. So share this message with others. And consider these thoughts. All right, that's going to be our lesson for today. Hope you have a good and blessed day. And remember to do something for God. And Lord willing, we'll be back again tomorrow. All right, bye-bye for now.